Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Annie and this is Unity Consciousness. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I'd like to welcome our new subscribers and also thank those of you who are returning for this week's energy update. As we start this week, we have Mercury now in retrograde, Venus is now in retrograde, and we have Saturn and Uranus. Their conjunction, their sextile does not perfect until the 4th of April. But nonetheless, this vibrational energy is playing in the background of these retrograde cycles. And they're really helping us to creating pause for purpose. And the purpose is clearing past patterns and soul contracts so that we can embrace a higher consciousness and the freedom that comes along with that. So we're going to definitely work with that as well. We have Neptune still at anaretic degree and will be until it enters Aries after the next eclipse. We are in between eclipse cycles as well, where the veil is thinned. So that's a little bit about the energy that we're in currently. It's very ambiguous. I'm having a hard time focusing today, but before we jump too far ahead, let's talk about tomorrow's energy. Happy St. Patrick's Day. It'll be the 17th. So happy St. Patrick's Day, or Monday. The sun in Pisces is going to conjunct the North Node. And this could bring some fated encounters your way, because the North Node is all about fated opportunities. We are definitely stepping into the North Node in Pisces. So themes of, faith and trust and belief systems, dropping all the things that we spoke about in the last video in order to embrace a higher level of consciousness. Well, with the sun in Pisces conjuncting the North Node, it brings purpose to those happenings, and it feels almost fated. There's a situation that occurs or a moment of relative consciousness that stirs some fated realization that you have, let's say, or your ability to express compassion or having a greater understanding of something feels very faded, like it starts beginning to connect some dots. Then on the 19th, which is Wednesday, is why I'm feeling a little foggy today. We have the sun, which will still be in Pisces, is going to conjunct Neptune. And this is the last time we're going to feel this energy in our lifetimes, because the next time the sun makes its cycle through the end of Pisces, Neptune will no longer be here, and it won't be back in the sign of Pisces, certainly in our lifetime. So this energy is very dreamy. Like I mentioned, it's very difficult for me to be articulate today. I am almost foggy. It feels like I'm existing in a fog today. I am very tired, and I'm a super space cadet too. Difficult for me to pinpoint just about anything. So this energy can be kind of prominent as we get closer to Wednesday of this week. It can be used for creative purposes, though. The escapist qualities in this is dreaming. Also, if you have dreams that keep a dream journal. So if you have dreams that you want to try to remember, they can be very prominent too, as we're shifting some of these and dropping some of these soul contracts and past patterns. Our dreams may be there could be some faded dreams that come in that lend some assistance to us through this process. But it can also be a very creative time. As we know, Neptune energy is very creative, and I would strongly recommend, if you've got a heavy commitment or a meeting or something, come Wednesday of this week, just take it all in stride and take good notes. I'm not sure how specific that you will be able to be on this day. Like I said, I'm feeling it ahead of time, and it's just really foggy. I really don't want to be very specific about anything. So then on the 20th of this week, which will be Thursday, the sun is going to enter Aries. So it is time for spring, also known as the spring equinox, the beginning of the zodiac cycle. A new astrological calendar will begin. Also, we've covered this in past years. The Russell-McLaren effect will be prominent. The Russell-McLaren effect speaks of intensified geomagnetic circumstances, because the atmosphere in the poles is thinning and it's allowing more light to come in, and with the extreme amount of high frequency proton and high frequency energy coming in, we could see some auras a little bit more clearly this week. And anyway, but happy spring to everybody. The sun, when it moves into Aries, is very, it's bold, it's brave, it's pioneering, it's innocent. I know there are Aries people out there that probably wouldn't fit the innocent mold, but when I say innocent, I mean it's the spark of creation without much else coming in to change or shift the innocence of that spark. It really is, it could be a very inspiring day. Again, good day to have pencil and paper nearby. Like I mentioned, Happy New Year for the astrological calendar. And then on Friday of this week, we have Venus which is in retrograde, and she is going to sextile Pluto in Aquarius. And this is all about magnetism, authenticity, attractiveness, but be careful here. This is the second meeting of Venus's retrograde cycle. They met in early February when she was in shadow. Now she's fully retrograde. They're going to meet again, so we may be pivoting back to something around the time of their first meeting, like I believe it was the 7th of February. But there's a power of transformation now that's present that wasn't before. And this could have to do with relationships, investments of money, or yourself. How you feel about yourself could be involved here, or the people that you love. But that does come with a mild, I'll say warning, that's almost too strong of a word, but Venus is retrograde. We're here to review and revise. Furthermore, in just a couple of days, she's going to have a cazimi. So we don't want to take a feeling that comes in relative to relationships or money and just run with it now that she's making a conjunction to Pluto. Pluto's helping us do something to get something. So we are wanting to transform in some way or make some significant changes. I would write them down, especially if it's new to you, or there's that spark that comes in that we just talked about relative to the sun in Aries. But because she's retrograde, the purpose of this cycle is she's going to begin a new cycle soon, and we are kind of pivoting back to take a look at things so that we can decide when the final outcome, when we're ready to make that decision, what that final outcome will be, okay? Then next Sunday, which is a week from today, the sun will conjunct Venus in that cazimi. She's going to disappear into the sun, meaning she's not going to be real prominent. She's going to reemerge about the time of the super new moon partial solar eclipse. That's about a week away on the 29th. That's when she will reemerge and announce what that new cycle is going to be. Cazimi tells us that she's halfway through her retrograde cycle. So again, the sun conjunct Venus in Aries, relative to relationships and money, I still say take everything under advisement. She is in retrograde. She's getting ready to announce what that new cycle is going to be, but we may not have all the details just yet. Make good notes, mental or otherwise, and get ready to take action when the planets are in direct motion, and certainly after eclipse season. things change so rapidly during eclipse season. This one's not going to be any different. So I wouldn't want to jump to a conclusion only to have to pivot yet again. Then also on that same day, the sun, and this is after that cazimi point, the sun in Aries is going to sextile Pluto in Aquarius. And this is all about empowerment and transformation and bold actions, wanting to take center stage, embracing change to step into your power. This truly speaks, in my opinion, about facing your fears with confidence. It's very forward-thinking, visionary type collaborations could be highlighted here. You know who you are. It's the sun in Aries, your true essence, and now it's working with that Aquarian energy. So once you know who you are, you've really dropped all those, past patterns and the soul contracts that no longer serve you. We shed those at the time of the that lunar eclipse, and now we're getting ready to collaborate from a place of knowing who we are in our true essence, and then how we want to collaborate with others for the greater good of all. I really like this energy a lot. You can be your bold, authentic self and just shed those past patterns. So, and then with all of this energy, we are getting ready for the new super moon. It is a partial solar eclipse on the 29th. We're getting ready to embrace the new. Well, that's all I have for you this week. I decided to use the Field Tarot deck with our two personal planets retrograde, and we've got Neptune in Adiratic degree, and we've got Uranus and Saturn having a conversation that's continuing to help us through these eclipse cycles. Figured the field would be good to give us some background that they could shed for us. And the card that jumped out is the Six of Cups. It's called Innocence. The Six of Cups represents joyful memories from the past and the purity of childhood. A past connection may reappear, or you may travel to an old home. Channel the child within you and enjoy the genuine fun and freedom that comes with it. The key words here are inner child, naive happiness, nostalgia, simplicity, and comfort. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please do click the like button. If you want to know when videos are being dropped, please click the subscribe button and you will most certainly know. If you want to collaborate with me, by all means, share this video with others who you believe could be helped. Any comments or suggestions, post them in the comment section below. I hope you are having a good eclipse cycle. Again, we are in between eclipses. The veil is thinned. Your intuition could be very strong, especially with the Sun conjunct Neptune this week. Try not to get lost in the fog, however, but have a fabulous week. Namaste.